Legends, welcome to Bangkok, Thailand for the world launch of the new Royal Enfield Hunter 350. This is the third model built on Royal Enfield's latest generation J-Series platform, so there's lots familiar here. Of course, we saw it on the Meteor 350 Cruiser, the Classic 350, the revitalised Classic 350, but this one has a few chassis changes, even though lots is familiar. It sort of takes on a roadster style, think classic Brit twins, except with a single, of course. I've never been to Bangkok, so I cannot wait to test this thing out on the vibrant streets of Thailand. Lots to see, lots to talk about. Let's get into it. Business.
King baby content. Hey, when our boat started. Is that
How good is this? Let me get you up to speed with the Hunter 350. So, as I mentioned, this bike's built on the same platform as the Classic 350 and the Meteor 350, but what distinguishes it is basically a completely different chassis. And importantly, it's got 17-inch cast wheels, which are smaller. So the point is, this bike is much more agile and much better handling. It's a very small bike, which you may notice, very small, and it weighs 181 kilograms wet, which is reasonably light. I can instantly feel that this thing is, super small and flickable. I think Royal Enfield, wanted to build a bike that literally anybody can get on and ride. We haven't got Australian pricing yet, they've yet to lock that in. We won't get the trip and navigation systems in Australia. You'll also notice that this bike has cast wheels, 17-inch cast wheels, making it one of the very few Royal Enfield models to not get wire spoked wheels. And for those reasons, I'd be happy to put my neck out and guess that this bike would be around 7,500 to 7,800 rideaway in Australia, putting it just below the Classic 350, which is 7,990, and the Meteor 350, which is 8,190. So I would say it will be the entry-level Royal Enfield. This really is the perfect place to get acquainted with a bike of this ilk. Chaotic traffic. At only 50 kilometers an hour, it feels as worrying as 200 kilometers an hour on a super sports bike on Australian roads, just because you never know what's going to pop out at you. Dogs, trucks, buses, people, electricity wires, who knows. It's got a nice little underslung exhaust, and it makes an alright sound for a long stroke single. And there's heaps of colourways to choose from. And actually, this isn't something I mention often, but I was rather impressed by the options catalogue. You can actually get a tail tidy from factory, you never see that. Lots of different seats, different mirrors, all that kind of stuff. They've done a really good job at coming out of the gate with heaps of optional extras you can get to make the bike unique. Just because it's an affordable bike at the lower end of the market doesn't mean you can't make it special and be really proud of it. So we still have the same 349cc single cylinder engine, making 15 kilowatts and 27 newton meters, so exactly the same as the Meteor and the Classic. However, this one has a different mapping, meaning that the throttle's much more sensitive off the bottom, and I think I can feel it. I don't know what the traffic laws are like here, they don't really seem to be any. It's totally anarchic. It's the most stunning city. Massive in scale, just not like anything we can relate to in Australia. It just goes on and on and on. Buildings of such magnitude and technologically so advanced. I didn't expect that coming here. It feels in so many ways further ahead technologically. Front brakes feel quite good. That was one of my minor complaints about the Scram 411, 411 that I tested a couple of weeks ago. I thought the brakes could have been a little bit better, but in this application so far they feel serviceable. Wow. Should I go for it? Yes, fucking shit. Beautiful clutch action. 5-speed gearbox, of course. Nothing special, but wholly adequate for this application. You don't get a lot of tech. Fuel gauge, trip, gear indicator. That's about it. What Royal Enfield is able to achieve without doing much is it really focuses on bringing back the motorcycling in its simplest sense. I'm looking for any synonym other than pure because I think that's so cliched, but you know what I mean. And they're able to be engaging and somewhat soulful despite being, you know, quite slow in the grand scheme of things. Let's be honest, let's call a spade a spade. You know, I've long believed that there's no such thing as a bad day on a motorcycle. But this is a fucking good day on the motorcycle. This city is absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like it. Now we're starting to haul. So thrilling to just blast around point to point. It's dangerous, like for sure. But that's why it's exciting. Woo!
Well, we just arrived at some, I don't know what, there's an aeroplane there, it's noisy, but man, was that the most chaotic motorcycling experience I've had in a while. Just hauling ass through one of the most beautiful and surreal cities I've ever been in. The Hunter, it rides as I expected, but in a place like this, it's at home, you know. Here, it is just wild. I cannot wait to spend more and more time on this bike in this crazy city because I'm having the time of my life.
Traffic's died down a bit now. All right. Corner. It's certainly agile. They weren't kidding. It steers much better than I anticipated. I think just because it's so small and light. So you can crash anything, believe me. How's this? What's the top speed? Can we find it? 100. Oh, I'm not brave enough. I reckon it'll do 120. We better find out for sure though, for science. Whoop. Woo! I feel like I am living in a video game. Straight up.
Well, we just arrived at the go-kart track I was telling you about. That last leg was as chaotic as before. All I was thinking in my helmet is, this has just really reminded me why I love motorcycles, why motorcycles are just so damn special. If any of you don't ride or you're thinking about returning to riding, do it. It's never too late because there is no better way to see the world on a motorcycle. It's just so special. And something like the Royal Enfield Hunter 350 is probably in the running for one of the really good options for something that's just so easy to jump on and learn how to ride. But as you saw, it's still exciting enough. So we're going to do some laps. What could possibly go wrong?
The temptation to race. The red mist descends. I don't want to fall off. Jeez, that's Nick Ware up there. Good bloke. He's hauling. Probably wanted first gear there. Oh, I'm all over the shop. Jeez, it may be on the same platform as the Meteor and the Classic, but its character and handling dynamics, it may as well be a different motorcycle. When they said that the Hunter 350 has completely its own personality and character, to be honest, I took it as marketing fluff, but no, it's 100% true. It's a different bike. So I'm concentrating. Jeez, brake's just surprising me. 300mm stopper. Doesn't look too flash. And I can't remember the last time I praised the brakes of a Royal Enfield. Not that these are spectacular, but they're just perfectly predictable. What a beautiful little track. The surface is just sublime. Well, that was unbelievably fun. Unbelievably fun. Bangkok.
Well, I think I've run out of superlatives. I think you can tell I'm having a pretty bloody good time. Oh man, I think we're heading home now, which is good because I'm thoroughly exhausted. You just can't beat motorbikes. You can't. Bungee jumping? That ain't shit. Motorbikes. Day 2 on the bike. Where are we heading, Matty?
I've got no clue.
No clue. Who cares? I got about 3 hours sleep, but I'm remarkably proud of myself for managing to avoid the late night bar crawl last night, so I'm fresh-ish. It's about 32 degrees and humid as you'd believe, but I'm still buzzing from last night. I'm keen to put some more Ks on this bike in this marvellous city. See if we can't get into a bit more trouble. Well, I reckon it's time to pack it in. The cops are here looking rather gnarly. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I had so much bloody fun making it. If I missed anything on the Hunter 350, leave a comment. I'll get right back to you, and I'll leave some links to much more Royal Enfield adventures. Check them out. Take it easy, legends.